Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Q. You know who, and I'm back with another video. I think I'm kicking it with your boy Q today. So I realized when I got the F250, I literally just jumped in and started modding this thing. And I really haven't shared like what it's like owning an F250. And one, because I honestly had to get used to the truck, learn the truck, and like do research on owning a diesel, because I'm not gonna say it's a lot, but it is something that goes into it. So today I wanna share with y'all the top tips that I got from TikTok. I posted a TikTok asking people to comment their top diesel ownership maintenance tips below. And I gathered all those up that were pretty much repeated. So here are the top tips of owning and maintaining a diesel that I'm gonna share with you all here today. With that being said, guys, here we go. The first tip we're gonna start off with is oil changes and fuel filter changes on these trucks. This is a no-brainer, and honestly, this is almost a no-brainer on any vehicle, that you should be doing your oil changes timely. The only thing with a diesel is now you have fuel filters, guys. So the recommended interval, from what most people say, oil change every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. You know, especially if you're touring, you wanna stick closer to the 3,000 mile range. And fuel filters, either every other oil change, so that's like 10,000 miles, or some people even push it to 15,000 miles. Some people do it every oil change. So depending on who you ask, you're gonna get a different answer when it comes to this. But oil changes and fuel filter changes, however you choose to do them and when you choose to do them, they need to be done very frequently. For me, I'm personally doing 5,000 mile oil changes, and every other oil change, I'm doing the fuel filter change on this truck. The next one is, everyone tends to agree that you should run some type of fuel additive on these trucks. The two that come up the most are hot shots and arch oil. And there was a new one that I recently found out about the other day, and I cannot remember the name of it, but running a fuel additive on this truck seems to be a must. Now, the frequency of that, again, is going to depend on who you ask. Most people say do it every fill up. So little hot shot bottles about that big, you put like 2 ounces every fill up. Some people say they do it every other fill up. So it really just gonna depend on your personal preference. Me personally, I have been doing it every fill up, adding some hot shot fuel additive to my diesel tank. I am gonna switch to arch oil, because I hear arch oil is a little better than hot shots. It's like a newer one to the market, not new, but you know, I guess more advanced, more technology, newer. And the other one apparently is very good as well. You want to be running a fuel additive pretty much every fill up or every other fill up in your diesel 6.7 power stroke engine, guys. You're probably asking why, and we're going to get into this here in a second, but I'll go ahead and precursor this. It's the CP4. Apparently the CP4 on these things are notorious to know to grenade, and when they grenade, causes tons of issue. I'm going to get into that point next. So the next thing is the S&S Disater Kit. So the S&S Disater Kit, basically, in the event that your CP4 grenades, right, all the metal shavings are going to be cycled through your fuel system. S&S Disater Kit basically prevents that, captures all that, so none of those metal shavings go through your fuel system. And basically, if that does happen, your CP4 goes and those metal shavings go through your fuel system, I hear it's like $10,000 to $20,000, bro, for repair. So the S&S Disater Kit, I think, costs anywhere between $300 to $500, and it's basically gonna save you a big headache in the event your CP4 just, for whatever reason, grenades. You're probably wondering, Q, why does the CP4 just grenade? Apparently the CP4 on these F250s are European made and are by European standards. And the diesel in Europe versus the diesel in US is different. I think the diesel in US is doesn't have as much lubricity, whatever. And that causes these CP4 to fail, is from what I gather. Check me on that if I'm wrong. The S&S Disater Kit, basically, in the event that happens, you got protection, and you just have to replace your CP4 and not your entire fuel system, is what I hear. The other thing you can do besides an S&S Disater Kit, which is more bulletproof than the S&S Disater Kit, is a full DCR conversion or DCR swap. The only thing is, the DCR conversion on this truck costs about $2,000 or $3,000. As I mentioned, the S&S Disater Kit, which is more affordable, costs between $300 to $500. So it really just depends on your budget and what you can afford and which route you should take. The labor on both are about the same. So most people say save the money and get the full DCR conversion. But if you cannot, the S&S Disater Kit is a great alternative. The next one, get your diesel from high traffic gas station, guys. Pretty much what that's gonna do, that's gonna ensure that you're getting new, fresh diesel. You know, some gas stations don't have a lot of traffic, especially diesel trucks that come through. So you got old diesel sitting in the bottom of those tanks at the gas station, and you just really want to pump in new, fresh diesel. So for me, a Buc-ee's, very high traffic place, gas station, is a good diesel stop. Q-Trip, Quick Trip, any like diesel gas station right off the interstate, because you know a lot of people when they travel, they tend to stop at gas stations right off the interstate for convenience. So high traffic gas stations is where you want to get your diesel from, just to ensure that you're getting properly fresh, new diesel. Not only can you get your diesel from gas station, you also can get your DEF from gas stations as well. Like Buc-ee's, they actually have DEF pumps where you can pump in your DEF fluid, and I can show you out here really quick. And I'm gonna get into a whole nother video on DEF and what it is, because a lot of people ask that. So here we go, here's your DEF. So here's your diesel, here's your DEF, the blue thing. So you can get your DEF from two places. You can get it from a gas station, or you can get it from the jug that you probably see on a lot of shelves and stores and things like that. So when it came to this, again, it was split between where to get the DEF from. Most people say get it from the pump because, again, it's fresh, it's turned over more, and others say get it from the jug because it's regulated and the gas stations are not regulated. So depending on who you ask, you're gonna get a different answer. Now with the jugs, they do have dates on there that tells you how old it is, but apparently with the jugs, you just don't know how long they've been sitting on the shelf, as opposed to when you go to a gas station. Again, it's fresher, it's most likely cycled through, so you know you're getting fresh DEF. But again, the DEF at the gas station is not regulated like the DEF in the jugs. So again, guys, it's just gonna depend on who you ask on this question. Most of the people are gonna say just delete the freaking emissions so you don't have to worry about the DEF thing. That's what most people are gonna tell you, and I'm gonna get to that here in a second. I've been personally getting my DEF from Buc-ee's, a pump. I have not been using the jug, and everything seems to be okay. But again, it's just personal preference. And one more thing regarding DEF, if you do let your DEF levels get too low, it will cause the truck not to start. It's not good for the truck. So now I'll make a whole separate video about DEF, but I just wanna mention that quick point. The next one is, do not let your gas tank get too low. So most people say don't let it get below 100 miles before E, because once again, the CP4 likes lubrication. So the more diesel you have pumping through, the more lubricated it is, the lower you get on diesel, I guess the drier it's gonna get. But do not let your fuel level in this truck, whether they be diesel fuel levels, DEF fuel levels, most people say DEF, let me go back really quick. There's a gauge on this truck. Don't let it get like below 40%. Don't let your gas, your diesel get to below 100 miles for E. It's just not good for the truck. You want to keep these things full and lubricated at all times pretty much. I always fill up at half tank. I never let my gas mileage get too low or close to E, because one, it's just easier to afford a bill of like $70 versus when I let my trucks go to E, like red like 120, 130 to fill up. This thing on E is like over $100 for sure. So just filling up at half tank is just easy on the stomach and on the wallet mentally for me. In this case, it's also good for the truck. Also, one more point about DEF, it is very corrosive. So if you spill it on your truck, please be sure to wipe it off immediately, because you'll see all like this white crystallization stuff on your truck. So wash it off. Next one I'm kind of confused on, to be honest with you all, so I'm still trying to figure this out. You want to let them warm up, but then you get other people saying on the same side, don't let these trucks idle too much, because idling for them is bad. So I'm like, okay, you have to let it warm up, right? So in the summer times, I let, like right now in the summertime, I probably let this thing warm up for like 30 seconds to a minute and I drive it. But apparently in the wintertime, you need to let this thing warm up like 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm very torn on this. Like, you need to let it warm up, but don't let it idle. So I don't know how the idling is being placed in context. Like right now, if the truck is just sitting there idling while making this video, is bad for it. But warming up, the truck is idling technically, right? So I don't know. But anyway, you do want to let your truck warm up. And another person mentioned, hey, don't beat on this thing until your transmission temp get above 100 degrees. Again, it's just want to make sure that the vehicle is properly warmed up before you really just start gunning it and gassing it and really driving it hard, which is almost kind of common sense for any vehicle. I let all my vehicles warm up pretty much. So same thing with a diesel, just let it warm up, especially in the wintertime. It's going to be most critical. This one is a new to me, and I'm gonna share it here with you all. It's when you park on the incline, like my home, my incline is like this on the drive. The driveway is like this on a very steep incline. I did not know this. Somebody said when you get to your driveway, don't put the truck in park first. Put it in neutral, engage the electronic parking brake, let off the brake, let the electronic parking brake catch, then you put it in the transmission in park. Apparently that keeps weight off the parking pin or something like that, and it's just gonna increase the longevity of your parking pin pretty much. I had no idea when parking on an incline that you should do that. I have never heard that one. That's new to me. So comment below if you do that or never heard that. That's new to you as well. But apparently it is a thing. This is another new one. When you pump in diesel fuel, people say wear gloves. I don't know where that came from, because this is another split one. I seen people say, bro, I never worn gloves when pumping diesel. And I seen people say, yes, I always wear gloves when pumping diesel. I'm guessing diesel stinks and it probably is hard to get off your hands. If it get on your hands, you never know how the person who previously went to the pump handled the diesel pump. So wear gloves, guys, if you're pumping diesel. Again, that's a new one to me. Currently, I am not wearing gloves when I get diesel and I have been fine. But if you are cautious and want to proceed with that level of caution, then get you some gloves when pumping diesel. Another additive that people suggest, and again, very torn on, is adding automatic transmission fluid to your diesel tank, guys, about every 5,000 miles or so. The only catch to this one is you should be deleted if you're gonna do this. So if you're not deleted, don't do what I just said. But apparently people put automatic transmission fluid in their diesel every 5,000 miles or so. I'm not sure how much. I didn't even look into it because I personally probably won't be doing that one. But apparently automatic transmission fluid into a 6.7 power stroke is great for the motor. I don't know, comment below on that one. If you heard that one before, let me know your thoughts on it. If you currently do it, how does it work for you? But again, I was told if you're gonna do that, the truck needs to be deleted. If it's not deleted, don't go that route. And the last one we're gonna get into here, guys, is drive this thing like a bat out of hell. This truck likes to be hot to burn off the emissions, the soot. Those things, the truck wants to be worked hard. And it's funny, when I made that towing video with my guy Aldo and the truck was towing, it was weird. It felt like the truck liked it. I can't explain. It felt like the truck like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like the strain, the pull on the motor, it felt at home, if that makes sense. So drive these trucks hard. Don't be afraid to punch it. Don't be afraid to smash it getting on the interstate. Do not baby this truck. Drive it like you freaking stole it. Sorry guys, my GoPro got too hot and cut off on me, but basically what I was saying, drive this thing like you stole it. Drive it like a bat out of hell. It's good for the truck. Those are the top tips I gathered from the internet. Hopefully some of those will help you out. If I missed something, please comment below. We all want to know and become more knowledge in diesel. This is my first diesel truck, so I am learning a lot. So I'm open to any maintenance tips for these trucks. But honestly, it's not too much more than the F-150. A few things you have to consider here and there. But for the most part, guys, it's not too bad on this so far. So don't be scared of it. It's gonna be new, so it's new, so it's gonna be a little scary. You hear diesel are like, oh my God, the maintenance is crazy on them, things like that. Maintenance is a little more expensive, but maintaining it is not too much more, honestly. So yeah, don't be scared about it, guys. But anyway, that's all I got. Hopefully this helped y'all out. It's your boy Q. I'll catch y'all next, baby. Peace.